did do a clip to start this vlog off, but I have since deleted it because I looked like shit yesterday. And so today's Saturday the 11th of July. Yesterday, Friday and Thursday I was really sick with a migraine, so I barely filmed a thing. I think I wrapped up the week's vlog and that was it. So I did do like a intro to this at 11:30 last night, but I have deleted it since because I rambled and I was really poorly, so I've deleted it. So we're going to start the vlog now. This will not be like a 48-hour vlog like it should be. It's Becca's Bookoplathon. Now if you don't know what that is, basically Becca from Becca and the Books has a Bookopoly board that she plays every month to pick her TBR. It's a really great game and I really love watching her TBR videos. I love Monopoly, it's my favourite board game, I'm obsessed with it, and I'm really excited to play this. So basically Becca's been doing a Bookopoly since 2019 even. So she's got a 2019 board and a 2018 board, and basically she's going to be doing 4 rolls on each board. And is that right, 4 rolls? Yeah, 4 rolls on each board, and we don't have to, we can pick a board, we can pick both boards, we can pick either or throughout the game. And basically it's a game where you cannot pick your TBR. So she gave us, when she made the announcement, she gave us her first 2 rolls, and then the next 2 rolls came at midday this afternoon. So it's currently now 1:30 in the afternoon. So an hour and a half ago she gave the next 2 prompts. So I'm going to tell you now the first 4 prompts and the books that I've picked, if I've picked books for them, because there's one of them that I haven't picked a book for yet. So that's the way the game goes. So at midnight we will have another 2 prompts. We will have another 2 prompts, and then at midday tomorrow we'll have another 2 prompts, and then that will be the end of the prompts. So the idea is that you pick your TBR as you're going along, which I think is a really great idea, but at the same time now I'm spending a lot of time thinking about what books I want to pick next, and I haven't finished a book yet. So I really wanted to do all the prompts. I don't think it's going to be physically possible for me to do so, because as I say, it's 1:30 on Saturday and I've still not finished a book yet. So let's go through the prompts and tell you what I'm planning on picking up. The first roll on the 2019 board was for the prompt of a paranormal book or a magical realism book. I decided to pick up A Whisper in the Dark by Jessie Elliott and KJ Sutton. I've heard a lot of good things about this series. This is the Charlie Travesty series. It's a collection, a quartet of 4 short novellas basically, to sort of bring you one book. I think that's the idea, I'm not sure, but they've all been released separately, they've all got their own covers. And I first heard about this from Annie and the Bookslayer on Instagram, and then I heard about Becca reading it as well. So I think there's a lot of us reading it for this readathon. Probably a lot of people have already just read it for this readathon. I'm just taking my fucking time for whatever reason. I'm 56% in, hoping to finish it in the next like half hour to an hour or so. Really enjoying it so far. It is a adult vampire book basically, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's great. And then the second prompt was a chance card. Now Becca's chance cards during her game are basically a collection, I think it's of 8 books that she's not too bothered about reading anymore, and 8 books that she really wants to. She just picks a chance card at random throughout the game if she lands on chance, and that's the book she's got to read for the month. So I did a similar sort of thing. There aren't really any books on my TBR that I don't want to read anymore, because I'm pretty good at unhauling books I'm not interested in anymore, because I'd rather somebody else read them. So I've picked 2 books that I still want to read but I'm not as urgent about reading, and 2 books that I really want to read, and basically just picked from those. So the books that I picked were Wildfire by Carrie Mack. I'll show pictures of them here because they're upstairs. Wildfire by Carrie Mack, I still really want to read that, but I'm not urgent to jump on it. I heard about that one from Books and Lala. Then This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El Motar, I think that's how you pronounce that. Again, another one that I'm not overly fussed about reading. It's just that everybody's told me I should read it, and it's great for readathons because it's short. So Then I had The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang, one that I really want to read, and then What Mama Left Me by Renee Watson, another one that I really want to read. And the one that got picked was The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. So I'm really looking forward to this one. This is following Stella Lane, who has Asperger's, and she struggles because of her Asperger's. She struggles to sort of form relationships and things like that. So she she pays for a male escort to teach her how to fall in love. The thing is, he ends up falling in love with her. So I'm so excited about this one. I've heard great things. I've already read The Bride Test, which is the second in this series, so typical of me to do that. But it's not that long. I've got it on audio. It's about 9 hours 36 minutes on audio, if I remember correctly. So it's going to take me about 4 hours 20 odd minutes to read, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to pick this one up. The fourth prompt that has come through, so the second prompt for the 2019 board, what is wrong with me in 2018? The second prompt for the 2018 board, 2019 board, is culturally diverse. So this is a book that is culturally different than your own experience. This can be set in a different country, following a marginalised character, a translated book, or set in a fantasy world inspired by a real world country or culture. I haven't picked a book for this yet because I'm not struggling by any means, but obviously I would really like to pick up, you know, rapid books, something that's not going to take me too long to get through because I'm very clearly behind. So I haven't fully picked a book up yet. I mean, I am part way through The City of Brass. This would be a perfect one to pick up because this is set this is set in Egypt. It's set in Cairo, so it's like the most culturally diverse book I could probably have chosen, to be perfectly honest. But I'm part way through it, so I could pick this one up, but I'm only 144 pages in, so I still have all of this to get through. Maybe I might just carry on making my way through it, and if I change my mind at any point, I could just find something, maybe a graphic novel to pick up instead. But yeah, maybe I might go through that. I'm not sure. I've not decided yet. And then the second prompt for the 2020 board was viewer recommends. So a book recommended by your audience. If you do not have an audience, you could also do the following: friend recommendation, Twitter recommendation, Instagram recommendation, booktube recommendation. Basically any book you've been told good things about. I took to Twitter, obviously, and asked for recommendations of favourite novellas, graphic novels, short stories, anything under 200 pages or a graphic novel. So I've had loads of recommendations. Now Chloe's recommended me Binti. Now I was, strangely enough, actually going to pick that one up for the culturally diverse one. I need to go back through Becca's video and decide whether or not you can double up, because if you can, this would be culturally diverse for me, because I'm fairly certain, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly certain Stella is Asian. Fairly certain that's the case, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I could double up with this, or if I read Binti, I could double up with that for the viewer recommends and also the culturally diverse. So I might do that instead. That's only just come through, that one 8 minutes ago. Thanks, Chloe. There was also recommended to me, there's been quite a few actually, so thank you so much for the recommendations. A lot of people have recommended me the Way with Children series. I've already read it, but great recommendation. Highly recommend picking those up for readathons if you want something quick to get through, because they're always under I'm fairly certain they're always under 200 pages. What I'm going to do is go through the video again in a little bit and decide whether or not I can double up. If I can double up, I'm either going to go for this with culturally diverse, or I'm going to read Binti for the viewer recommends and culturally diverse. I think that's what I might do. I will get back to you when I have something to update you on, because I really need to get to reading it, obviously. I've also got the F1 on at the moment. It's qualifying today. Can you see? It's qualifying today for the second Grand Prix of the year, and I'm really excited. So I am going to have that on in the background, possibly while I'm listening to the Kiss Quotient. I don't need to listen to this. I can just watch it while listening to this. But yeah, I'm going to finish A Whisper in the Dark, because then I've got a fucking book finished. Then I might actually jump into Binti if I do decide to pick that up. But I'll keep you posted anyway. So yeah, at 10 we will go for... We're going to do 10 minutes, which will take us to 20, and then we'll have 10 minutes of the live show left. 20 to 7 in the evening on Saturday. I'm sorry, I've got really bad backache. Okay, so I've now finished 2 books, completing 2 challenges, although one of the books could actually complete for a 3rd challenge as well. But I've written my info on my blackboard. So, Bookoplathon for the paranormal magical realism prompt, which was the first roll on the 2019 board. I read A Whisper in the Dark. I gave this 4 stars. It was really, really good. So it's the first in the Charlie Travesty Quartet, which is a collection of short novellas. Short novellas? Novellas and short stories. A collection of novellas about Charlie Travesty, who is a vampire. Don't want to spoil it, but something happens to her in this first book that means that she goes from living a life of luxury to living in the slums, and we end up, I assume we will follow on from there with the next 3 novellas. So I really enjoyed this. It was only 90 odd pages. I can't remember how many pages it was now. But I really enjoyed it. It was really good. I gave it 4 stars. Really, really want to move on to the second one. So obviously my chance card, which was the first roll on the 2020 board, is the Kiss Quotient. I haven't started this yet. I'm planning on doing that next. Then for culturally diverse, I can't remember if this was the second roll on 2019 board or the 2020 board. I don't know. I've ended up reading Binti, which I'm not going to try and describe to you what this book is about because it is so short. It's 96 pages and a lot happens in those 96 pages that I don't want to ruin anything. So I'll just read the synopsis out to you from Goodreads. Her name is Binti and she is the first of the Himba people ever to be offered a place at the Umza University, the finest institute of higher learning in the galaxy. But to accept the offer will mean giving up her place in her family to travel between the stars among strangers who do not share her ways or respect her customs. Knowledge comes at a cost, one that Binti is willing to pay, but her journey will not be easy. The world she seeks to enter has long warred with the Majus, an alien race that has become the stuff of nightmares. Umza University has wronged the Majus, and Binti's stellar travel will bring her within their deadly reach. If Binti hopes to survive the legacy of war, not of her making, she will need both the gifts of her people and the wisdom enshrined within the university itself. But first, she has to make it there alive. Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. I thought that the story was really good. Just thought it was okay. The audiobook's really good. Recommend it. I think I will continue with the series just because I want to see what happens next. But I didn't hate it, didn't love it. I just thought it was fine. Middle of the road. 3 stars. It was fine. And then viewer recommends. So obviously, like I said before, I went to Twitter and asked for some recommendations, and now I got a load of recommendations. Binti was one of them. So I was gonna do a combined with Binti and no, I was gonna do a combined of Binti with the culturally diverse and viewer recommends. However, whilst I was on the Instagram live that Becca hosted earlier, I was reading Motor Crush because I couldn't continue listening to Binti because I was on my phone, and I was listening to Binti on Scribd on my phone, so couldn't continue to do the 2. So I decided to continue reading Motor Crush, which I started reading during Blackathon, I think, and just didn't finish off. I got 24% in, just did not finish it off. So I've managed to get to 86% in that during the live show, during the Instagram live. So I'm wondering where to put that now because I haven't finished it off on purpose. I'm thinking what I might do is keep hold of it just in case it fits with another prompt a bit later on, like tomorrow. So I'm keeping hold of it for the time being. I've obviously only got 14% left in it, so it's something that I can get through really quick if it comes up really handy for another prompt, like a graphic novel prompt or something else. So yeah, I'm holding on to it for that reason. But I mentioned in the live that I really wanted to carry on with the Charlie Travesty series and read the next one. So I'm hoping that a prompt will come up in the next 4 prompts that it will fit in. But Becca recommended, she said, I don't know if you've done the viewer recommend yet, but I've read the second one and I'm recommending it to you. So I'm thinking about making A Light in the Dusk, which is the second in the Charlie Travesty series, my viewer recommends book. It's only just over 100 pages, so my thoughts are that I will start on the Kiss Quotient now. Try and get like a reasonable way through this. I think I might just read this actually till midnight and see what happens, see where I'm up to when the next set of prompts come through. I think I just want to stick to one book at a time if I can possibly do that, and then wait for the next set of prompts to come through at midnight. Getting really sleepy. I'm trying not to nap so that I actually get some sleep tonight. Go and make a start on the Kiss Quotient and I will keep you updated. I had some Chinese for my tea and I've just watched Kayla's latest video. She's just given me a very good lesson on Hans Christian Andersen, is that his name? The Little Mermaid. I had no idea it was that violent. I didn't know that was the story. I genuinely thought the movie was the story. I had no idea. I feel like I'm going to have to educate myself now and read all of the fairy tales because I had no idea that that was the story. Genuinely thought the Disney movie was the story, and I feel like all the other fairy tales now, I feel like it's going to ruin my childhood. We'll have to see how this goes. Anyway, I'm going to go and read. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, it is 6 minutes past midnight. Let's find out what the next 2 prompts have been. Roll 5.
2019 board roll number 3. 3. A mystery or a thriller.
Knew that was going to come up. Okay. Prompt 6, which is prompt number 3 on the 2020 board.
2020 board roll number 3. 10.
Ooh. Gifted.
The book you've been gifted.
Okay. I think I can work with that. Let's go up and find something. Okay, so I just decided to do it down here. Just pick the books up and do it down here instead. So, as mentioned previously, if Thriller came up, I was going to continue on with After Dark, which is great because I need to finish this book. It's taking me too long. So there's 433 pages in here, but I'm already up to 234. So I've got 200 pages left. I'm not sure how that equates on the audio because I'm listening to it on audio as well. Because your girl's become a lazy reader. It doesn't make me a lazy reader at all. It kind of does because I don't need to listen on audio, but I just enjoy it, so it'd be rude not to. Okay, I might have to find myself again on this. I got a new phone obviously since I last listened to this on audio, so my battery's dying. Anyway, so the next book then is to pick a gifted book. So I'm going to go for the Mortal Instruments Volume 1 graphic novel. This is gifted to me by Book Marvel, so thank you very much, Suzanne, for gifting me this one. So I think I'm going to go for this as well. I mean, if I don't get to this, this can be classified as gifted because it's a arc. Gifted to me. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for those. I'm going to finish this off because I'm still watching Allegiant. There's half hour left, but I'm exhausted and my headache's come back, so I need to go to bed. So I'm going to finish this off and then go to bed. I'll check in with you in the morning. Hello, I hope you're all well. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's the middle of a vlog. It's 12:43 on Sunday. I was not feeling very well this morning, so I went back to sleep for a bit, and I've been up now for probably about 40 minutes. So I've just been planning what to read for the rest of the day because obviously the last 2 prompts have just come out for Bookopoly. I say just at midday. So I now have a plan. So out of the 8, I've read 2 prompts so far, and I think I can make this work. I've been very clever, well, I think I've been very clever anyway, about how to do this. So let's go through it. So I've completed Paranormal and Magical Realism with A Whisper in the Dark. I'm partway through completing the chance card, which is the Kiss Quotient. So I need to finish that off today. I am halfway through this, so I need to just get on with that and finish it off. Culturally Diverse, I went for Binti, which I finished yesterday. And then Viewer Recommends, I'm going to go for A Light in the Dusk, which is the second in the Charlie Travesty series, the first one being A Whisper in the Dark. So any need for your body to sound so loud, which has been recommended to me by Becca because I really wanted to pick that one up. If I don't get to that, I'm going to put Binti down for Viewer Recommends, so I've got a backup plan in case. Then Mystery Thriller, I was going to go for I was going to finish off after that, but it's just not going to be possible for me to finish this, the Kiss Quotient, and complete all the other prompts. And I'm an overachiever and I really want to complete all the prompts. So I'm going to go for Goldie Vance Volume 1, which is a graphic novel. What the fuck? 1, 2. 2 police cars. And a helicopter. Maybe they're chasing down that dickhead on that loud bike. Just, it's very busy out there today. It's Sunday. Mystery thriller. Gonna go for Goldie Vance Volume 1. I've spent so much time looking for a graphic novel that's a mystery thriller. So it turns out that Goldie Vance is a YA mystery graphic novel, so we're going to go for that. It's only 113 pages, Volume 1, so we're going to try that out. It's on script, which is awesome. Then for gifted, I'm going to go for Motor Crush on well, it's gifted, it's not gifted to me, but I borrowed it from Kindle Unlimited. So, and Becca's put in the thing that if you haven't got a gifted book, which I do have, but I haven't got one, you know, that's relatively short enough for me to... We're just gonna have to carry on. That's relatively short enough for me to carry on with. So I am going to finish Motor Crush and put that in there. I might as well, I've only got 14% of it left and it won't fit anywhere else. So I'm going to use that as my borrowed book. Then contemporary or romance was the latest, one of the latest roles. So obviously the Kiss Quotient works for that. If I have time left, I'm going to pick up Giant Days, volume, whatever it is. I'm going to pick up Giant Days, whatever volume it is I'm up to. But if not, the Kiss Quotient will work. And then for YA fantasy, I'm going to go for Monstrous Volume... No, that's not Monstrous. I'm going to go for the Mortal Instruments Volume 1. So I'm just going to go and have a look outside. I think something's happening on my street. Okay, I'm back. It looks like whenever... It's really funny because I don't think you got the vlog of me when there was an accident on this road a couple of weeks ago, because I ended up deleting the vlog. But we had like a VE Day party, and then a couple of days later there was like an accident on the street. It's just this street is so busy, all the action happens. Looks like there is maybe a robbery or something. They're chasing down a car and it's stopped on my street, literally down the road. So obviously the police are chasing it. It looks like he's got out, whoever it is, the person's got out of the car and the helicopter's looking for him. So that's all the drama on my street. So I'm back to tell you about what I'm planning on reading. So yeah, that's everything that I'm planning on reading. So I need to finish off the last half of the Kiss Quotient. Say that like it's not a lot left. I still got about, I think it's 5.5 hours left, so it won't take me too long. I just need to get through it now. So I need to finish this lot off. Then I need to read Goldie Vance, finish Motor Crush, read The Mortal Instruments, and then if I've got time, read A Light in the Dusk. I really want to read that because I really want to carry on with that series, and I actually might try and chuck the next 2 into the reading rush, maybe. So yeah, I think that's my plan for the day. I also want to take a break in the afternoon for the F1, so I really need to get Shufty on because that starts at 2:10 and it's now 5:01. So if I read for an hour, I think I can do this. Let's do it. I know I've been sleeping really late in the days, so I haven't been getting as much reading time as I was hoping to, but let's do this. I can do this. Let's go.
I won't say anything, but I'm happy. So we'll switch out script deck. We'll switch it for flowers. So a book that has some kind of flower on the cover. Okay, we're halfway there. This is going to be spin number 5.
Okay, it's 8:30 p.m. The F1's finished, obviously. And I have continued to do some reading. I jumped onto the live as well that was on earlier on. I think it was 4 till 5 it was on till. And I've had some tea, because obviously it's 8:30 now. So, and I've done some reading. So, I finished The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. I gave this 5 stars. It was beautiful. I loved it. This is following Stella Lane, who is autistic. She has Asperger's syndrome. And she is an ergonomic... She works with economics. I can't remember what the title of her job is. She's very, very clever woman. And she hires the help of Michael, who is an escort, to help her. She first wants to help her in the bedroom, and then she ends up wanting him to help her with relationships, because she realizes that the bedroom isn't the only place she needs help with. She needs help with relationships, and inevitably, obviously, these two fall in love. That's the whole point. It's a love story, and it's just gorgeous. I loved the relationship between them. I love how, despite the fact that for a good portion of this book, Michael didn't even know she had Asperger's or she was on the autism spectrum at all, and he just respected the fact that she had a certain way of doing things. He didn't push her, he didn't lash out at her because she was, you know, she would ask questions or she acted in a certain way, or if she was uncomfortable, she just, you know, would ask more questions. She couldn't maintain eye contact, things like that. He never lost his rag with her, and he was very respectful of her, and I really like that, even though that he didn't know that she is on the autism spectrum. Now, Michael has I think it's his cousin, Kai, who is in the second book, The Bride Test then. And then the third book will be following Kwan, who is his cousin. I think Kai's his cousin. I'm fairly certain that's the case. I think Kai might be Kwan's brother. So I think them two are brothers, and then they're Michael's cousins. So yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think the reason I was going down that direction and mentioning Kai then was that Kai is also on the autism spectrum. He's got autism too. So obviously we follow sort of the autism route into the second book as well, The Bride Test, which is great, which I really, really want to reread now that I've read this, because in true Steph form, I read the first one first. Fucking hell. In true Steph form, I read the second one first. So I don't know how many times I have to do that before I realise I should stop doing it. But yeah, I really, really loved this. Thought it was fantastic. 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend. Really, really good. And then I also finished Motor Crush Volume 1. I gave this 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. Excited to continue with the series. This is like Fast and Furious on motorbikes, but it's queer, and I'm really here for it. Very, very good indeed. So the Kiss Quotient gives me my chance card, and it also gives me the contemporary and romance one as well. And then Motor Crush gives me Gifted, so I was borrowing it from Kindle Unlimited, which is awesome. And then I also read the Mortal Instruments graphic novel volume 1, which was really nice. I've just finished this now. I think, just not sure if, okay, the problem I have with this, I've really enjoyed it, and obviously I love the Mortal Instruments. I love the Shadowhunters. Gave City of Bones, which is the first one, I think I gave it 5 stars. I might have given all of the Mortal Instruments 5 stars. I really, really loved it. Basically, the way I got into the Shadowhunters was to watch the Shadowhunters TV series first. That's the first time I ever stepped foot into the Shadowhunter universe. So I hadn't seen City of Bones, the film. So for me, these characters don't look like, and I understand that these characters are the visions in Cassie's head, so the characters in the TV show are not how Cassie wants them to look like. These are how she wants the characters to look like, and I understand that, but to me, the characters are the people on the show, and I struggle to get that out of my head when I read these books. So I think it was just a struggle for me to come to terms with that maybe a little bit. So for example, Luke in this is very clearly white. He is a white man, whereas in the show Luke is a black man, and I prefer the Luke from the show. Just prefer Isaiah anyway. I think he's a great actor. I just think he's a really great guy, and he's handsome as fuck. So I'll show a picture of Isaiah here if I can remember to do so. Just trying to find now where Luke comes up first. Okay, so obviously there's no colour in here, but I think you can very clearly tell that Luke is supposed to be a white guy, which is absolutely fine, obviously, but just from the show, I prefer it being Isaiah. So, yeah, I think I do love the story though. It's just the illustrations that I'm struggling with. I think I will give this a middle of the road, like a 3 stars, only on the basis that I fucking love the series. I love the story, and obviously the story is the exact same as it is in the book. It's just narrowed down for it to become a graphic novel. It's just the illustrations that are bugging me, but Cassie has handpicked Cassandra to do the illustrations. So she obviously enjoys what she draws, and those are the images that Cassie's got in her head rather than the show. So I have to respect that, and that's fine. But for me personally, I think 3 stars, which is a shame because I don't think I've ever given a Shadowhunter book less than 4. So that's a bummer. But I don't know. I might have to sit on it. I just don't know whether to just give it 4 anyway, because I do love the book. It's just the illustrations I'm struggling with. I'm not sure. I'm going to sit on it. Anyway, this was gifted to me by my friend Suzanne, so thank you so much, Suzanne. But yeah, I literally have now, oh yeah, Goldie Vance. I completely forgot I was meant to be reading that one as well for the mystery thriller. So I'm going to read Goldie Vance now and then decide whether or not to go into A Light in the Dusk for viewer recommendation. If I don't read that, I'm just going to go with Binti for that one, and then I will have completed all 8 prompts. My migraine has not gone. I really thought it had, and it's not, and it's really bothering me now. It's like here, and it's really bugging me. I've taken some paracetamol, as you can hear. My smoke alarm's still going off. I'm really hoping it shuts the fuck up by bedtime, but taking some paracetamol, can't find any ibuprofen, so I'm thinking that I'm probably actually going to try and get an early night, which is a shame, because it would be, I could actually finish. It's 20 to 9 now. I could actually finish Goldie Vance and A Light in the Dusk. If I read them back to back, I could finish them, but my head's hurting so much. I just don't know whether or not the screen time's going to be good enough, good for me. So I think I'm just going to do Goldie Vance for the mystery thriller, because none of the other books that I've read will fit that prompt, and it'd be nice to do all 8 prompts. And then just push Binti to crossover with viewer recommendations as well as culturally diverse. I think that's what I'm going to do, but I'll keep you posted. If I don't update again tonight, I will update tomorrow and wrap this up tomorrow. But yeah, really pleased with how I've managed to get what I've got done, despite the fact that I slept in past 12 both days. So, you know, sometimes it can't always go to plan. I haven't been well, but I've managed to read quite a bit, so swings and roundabouts. Anyway, I'm going to go and read Goldie Vance and then probably go to bed. But I'll check back in with you in a little bit or tomorrow. I'll keep you posted either way. Hello, good evening. It is 26 minutes past 5 on Monday, so I'm going to wrap this vlog up real quick because obviously the 48 hours is over. So yay, I have migraine still. Trying my very best to get through it. I've been to my parents today to do some work because I was getting sick of my own company. I've been on my own since like Monday last week, and I was getting really down about it. So I've been to my parents today despite the fact that I've still got migraine, which is why I got my glasses on. So trying to power through. Anywho, let's wrap this up. So the first prompt, I'm just looking at my whiteboard, I'm not being rude. The first prompt was for paranormal or magical realism. I read A Whisper in the Dark, which I gave 4 stars. I thought it was fantastic, really enjoyed it, highly recommend. It's a quartet, but they're all novellas. I don't think any of them are over about 120 pages, so highly recommend checking them out. Vampire type book. The chance card was Kiss Quotient, which I loved. I gave 5 out of 5 stars. This was fantastic. I really want to reread The Bride Test now, because I read that first. In fact, I think I read The Bride Test last year or 2018, I can't remember, but I really loved that. So must have been last year, must have been, maybe. But yeah, really glad to have read this now, but I really want to go back and reread that and see whether or not Michael and Stella make a, you know, cameo in the Bride Test because I really loved that book, but I really want to reread it. So loved this one, gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was great. Then a culturally diverse book, I read Binti, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really good. Just a middle of the road type book for me. Maybe if I continue with the series I might enjoy it more. I feel like it could have been longer, if that makes sense, so I wanted more out of it. But yeah, it was good. So I read Binti for culturally diverse. I also put Binti down for viewer recommends because I didn't get to A Light in the Dusk, so Binti went down for viewer recommends as well. For mystery thriller, I was reading Goldie Vance volume 1. I got 50 odd pages in, so I had 60 pages left, so I got around about halfway. And last night my migraine just hit me so hard, so I went up to bed at 9 o'clock, 9:30, whatever it was, and went to sleep. So I didn't manage to complete all 8 prompts, which is a shame. I did 7.5 instead, but that's fine. For gifted, I read Motor Crush. It wasn't necessarily gifted, but I had it from Kindle Unlimited, so I think that counts. I gave Motor Crush 4 stars. It was really good. Excited to continue with the series. It's like Fast and Furious but on motorbikes, and it's queer. Highly recommend. For contemporary romance, I doubled up with the Kiss Quotient, which I've already mentioned. And then for YA fantasy, I went with the Mortal Instruments Volume 1 graphic novel, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars in the end. I mentioned previously, literally in the previous clip I think, that I wasn't a huge fan of the art style, only because I have an image in my head of how the characters should look. It's obviously not the image that Cassie would pick, because this is the image she would pick for the characters to look. So I didn't see the point in knocking a star off for the fact that I didn't like how the characters looked in this, because just for the simple fact that they're not how I would pick them to be. I don't think that's fair, because that's a personal approach, do you know what I mean? Like, I would pick the people that are in the Shadowhunter TV series, whereas Cassie would obviously pick different people, so, which is absolutely fine. It's her frigging book, like I have no right. So yeah, so I think I had a really good reading weekend actually. I managed, let's work it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books. I was already partway through Motor Crush and I got halfway through Goldie Vance, so is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, 5, sorry, 5. I counted the Kiss Quotient twice. 5.5. I mean 5 in total if you're going to count the fact that I was already partway through Motor Crush and I only got halfway through Goldie Vance. But yeah, I finished Goldie Vance off now today as well, so finished it off while I was at my mum and dad's earlier, and I have given that 4 stars. It was really good. Excited to continue the series. Highly recommend picking that up. So yeah, I had a great time doing Bookoplathon. I'm so excited. I really hope that Becca turns this like into maybe a month-long one or a couple of weeks one. I did mention, I saw mentioned on the last Instagram live that she did, that she may pick September to do something, so I really hope she does that. That would be really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go because I want to start my next vlog for this week. I wasn't going to do one, but I've decided I'm going to. I have a lot I want to read this week and I'm really determined, so I'm gonna go. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like down below if you have. I would really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Again, I would really appreciate it, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.